Welcome back, everyone, to the Stanley Parable Extra or Deluxe or something.
Yep.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Last time we did nothing and not follow his order. Today we're following all his orders.
All right.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's
I love
office,
Mondays.
hoping he might find an answer there.
Please do not steal. Original OC, do not steal. This one ensure a calm and productive work environment.
This one is... Oh...
Everyone is unique. You most of all.
Everyone looks amazing.
Yeah. Charts, slides, charts and slides.
Okay, that was good to just stand there for a minute.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was
This is
nothing
mine now.
there, so he turned around and got
It had broom closet on it. I have to.
Yeah. I'm enjoying the broom closet so far.
Yes. We'll come back for that. I'm sure we can do something with that later.
Right.
We're following the orders today.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
You know, there's a lot of people that do Let's Plays of this game, and they, like, click on, like,
Everything.
every door and everything,
Standing
and,
in
like...
the manager's
nothing.
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this.
I did never
What
see this
dark
before. There's a
secret
little
was being
circle
held
now.
from him.
Yeah.
What he could not have known was
That
the
appears when there's
keypad
something
behind the
nearby
boss's
that you can
desk
interact with.
guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
I'm sure if he did do anything, he will have
He
you find
stepped
them
into the
coded
newly
somewhere else.
opened passage.
Yeah. It's actually funny what happens if you just, like, don't put in the code. But normally people click on, like, every door, and that's interesting. But, like, the doors in this game, like, unless they're already open, like, you won't be able to open it unless it has, like, specialized text that's not, like, just a number.
Yeah, that's why I saw broom closet.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna open that.
Yeah.
They would not put words on these for nothing.
Yeah.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape.
We'll be back again for this.
Okay.
We're going to do a couple endings today.
You have a very focused way of playing this.
It's a game of multiple endings. I'm going to do the multiple endings.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
What it is that a lot of people that I see
Just go
that I
with the
see
flow.
play this, like, will say, I want to do this ending, and then, like, partway through they'll get distracted and go somewhere else.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Archer, you
Each
know
bore the
me. I
number
don't
of
do
an
that.
employee in the building. Stanley's
Yeah, it's
co-workers.
impressive.
The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of
Man.
them, eternally monitored in
Dateline reality shows are so weird now. Hey, That one's blue.
Yeah.
Is that us?
No,
Oh.
that's not. You're 427. Remember.
Oh.
Apparently, 4234 is having a bad day.
Fired. Bad day.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
See ya.
Wasn't it?
Jump.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Hey, ignorance is bliss.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
Oh no, I think I know what I gotta do.
Or sad,
Is this gonna be like
or
some kind of
content.
boss fight or something?
Walking,
Or
eating, working,
all
of it monitored
depends on what you
and
choose.
commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
okay.
Facility power.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Are you gonna turn it off?
Ooh. Now this is a moral dilemma.
What do you mean moral dilemma? I think it's only a moral dilemma for people like you, who have an option to, possibly gain mind control powers.
Our channel does need the views.
Uh,
Can I make certain commands with
Yeah.
this?
yeah. I mean, our the most recent FCC at the time of recording this is doing pretty well. So
Yeah. Maybe I did this in advance.
yeah. Maybe you've already done this. Yeah, check it out.
I want a refund.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
No.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp?
Why wasn't I captured with
This
my
twisted,
employees?
strange building held. But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking.
This door opens so
happiness.
slowly.
Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
So this ending is peculiar because its entire theme. Which you unlock, beat the game. Its entire theme is that wrestling yourself away from mind control, while the narrator is narrating
everything you did.
Everything like it's like there's this mind control machine that tells me how to feel, whilst the narrator narrates over you, overcoming the machine and thus telling you how to feel.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Right. So we had time for new content.
Oh,
Fine.
New content? What does that mean? New content.
Okay. Now
Here's the new stuff.
Yep. Okay. So I'm gonna shut up during this part.
Because I haven't even seen this.
Right.
It'd be funny if we make this the final episode, and we'll just record more episodes to put between it.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
I would have liked if they made a physical copy of this.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Oh, I get the joke.
Please,
It added
set
nothing.
aside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
I already see the joke. It added nothing.
Now,
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet.
Does that sequence
I'm
remind
sure
you of
it's
anything?
just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Portal?
oh, I was gonna say FNAF Help Wanted.
Oh my god.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Some music would be nice.
Say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Give me the content. New content,
Alright.
the jump circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
I'm doing it all 36 times.
You can jump.
Oh. It was literal about jump circle.
Yeah, you can only jump in the jump circle.
Only a certain amount of time.
Yep.
Well, that's disappointing.
Oh.
Oh, not even an achievement?
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new
Ben the
content,
Egg Machine
then
did
I
that
could
4
just read
times.
the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
The satire is rich.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me, Stanley. This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar.
I actually left the room.
Welcome back.
Level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new.
That actually
content,
is an
I'm
achievement.
afraid. It
Oh,
could
my.
never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game? and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Okay, so there is more.
You don't want me to leave the room again.
there is actually more, actual new content, but like that was, I find that really funny because that's basically the developers going, what if we just like
Said no.
what if that's just all we did? Wouldn't that be funny?
Oh. Stanley, the opening place looks a lot different now.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Oh my god.
It's a painting of what it usually looks like.
These
Wow.
madmen. I must sniff it.
Why is your instinct to sniff it?
Stanley, come over here. In the vent.
Okay.
I want to show you something.
Are you sure you're not gonna be venting your frustrations?
I mean, that's a better joke than the joke I was afraid you were gonna do, but
Man, I didn't know we were playing Security Breach.
also better than the joke I thought you were gonna do.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable.
Oh my god, he's one of those people.
I made something
Yep.
special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
He's one of those people who's like, man, this game was better back 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's the satire at the moment.
Nostalgia critics.
Yep.
Ooh.
I call it the Memory Zone.
Ah, nostalgic
It's where I've been
lane.
storing all my
Pretty much.
favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap Nintendo Switch port? It was back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched. Back then, video games had integrity.
Oh, really? This was an actual
Back
award?
then, it all meant something.
Yep.
Oh, the waste.
Oh, it actually points out cheap Nintendo Switch port specifically. In the PC version, it just says with a cheap re-release.
Ah.
And that line is funny because there are a ton of cheap Nintendo Switch ports.
We've seen them.
Good times.
Oh, these are all the endings.
Yep.
But yeah, I never knew it won an Independent Game Festival award.
Also, I want to point out that award. You notice that it's actually for The Last of Us. What it,
And for Stanley Parable.
Yeah, they've written over it.
The first dollar I ever earned.
Yeah, apparently that's a thing that companies do.
I just imagined the SpongeBob episode with this.
Yeah. Smile because it happened. Also, the Stanley Parable demo, which I actually have on Steam.
This demonstration, okay.
Go outside, don't play for 5 years. Unachievable, it is impossible to get this achievement. Those are achievements that do not exist in this version, but existed in the
Original.
this 2013 standalone.
Ooh.
Because don't play for 5 years. That's very self-explanatory. But the unachievable achievement, in the source engine, you could in
Play
any
with tools.
In any game, in any source engine, you could open up the developer console and put in commands.
Yeah, that's something like you can no-clip, do all that type of stuff.
Yeah, and you could you would actually go into the game's console and just give yourself the unachievable achievement using the console commands, and that's how you get that achievement.
So, this is neat.
Yeah. And then there was obviously it doesn't exist in this version because it's Unity, but in the source engine, if you try to enable no clip, the game would call you out on it, and it would send you to the serious room.
And is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote,
Jim Sterling.
"We're so many
Everyone
times
loves Jim
as far
Sterling
as being
before
more
he-
than a game
then they
and
became
not
a woman.
less than any form of art.
Well.
Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created.
Not that we hate
That's
trans
how
people.
rare
No,
and
no, no.
all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
This episode's going to go a little long.
Yes,
Hope you don't
because
mind.
this is a long ending, it seems.
Memory zone maintenance.
I mean, the fucking 2 doors.
Personal here.
You see, they forgot to clean the lens.
Yeah. Yeah, so the 2013 standalone of Stanley Parable actually did have a physical copy.
Oh, that, where was it?
Go back to the painting, the box on the left.
Oh, wow.
Like that entire shot is a.
But it's a
is
PC port. Like a PC, it looks like.
That entire picture is a collector's edition.
Ah. But I'm guessing that was like PC still?
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever told this on screen, but I love when like games that never got original releases get a physical
Stanley
release.
Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices.
You think these are actual
I've ever
reviews?
been confronted
Yes, those.
with in a
Yeah,
game.
both of
9
those were
out of
actual
10.
reviews.
Don't
Like
you
the other one was an
get
actual
Stanley?
review
The
by
game
Jim
was
Sterling,
perfect.
and this is an
It
actual
didn't
review.
need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the Nintendo Switch. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that.
Was that added?
Couldn't resist the
Yeah, that's
urge to go
different.
meddling with a beloved franchise.
I don't know if you could call the Stanley that beloved, you know, quote unquote. It seems like games that get Ultra Deluxe always have people come in like, I used to be a fan of the original. I always loved it. Now, or something like
Yeah,
that.
well, there are people like that, and this is the game calling out those people. So you'll notice
Just saying
that
they only love these games because now it has a physical or
you'll notice that the serious room 2013 you would get teleported into that room if you tried to no clip in the source standalone.
It's like how I thought about the Henry Stickmin collection, where a bunch of people said, I used to play all the Henry Stickmin games,
Yeah.
and now look at
Yeah.
this, it's so cool.
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Ooh, the door's open now.
But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Now this is looking very Half-Life.
Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here.
So
These are all the bad reviews.
In the PC version, instead of pressurized gas, it says Steam.
Ah.
These are Steam reviews. I don't know why they chose to change it to pressurized gas for consoles.
Because people don't know what Steam is for consoles. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I mean, I guess not. But anyway, just keep that in mind. And I believe these are real.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insight.
Oh, this is also the joke on, like, someone tries to find something deeper in a game like this.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy's like, this game's actually way deeper than when you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't judge, because I'm one of those people sometimes. Or maybe they changed to pressurized gas because they're not on Steam anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can still get the version.
No, I'm talking about this version. Because
No.
this version isn't on Steam anymore, it would make sense for it to not have a Steam.
Yeah, it is.
I'm talking about the one we're playing. We're playing Switch, that's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
Because we're on Switch, not Steam, it would make sense for it to be changed from not Steam, because, you know, the meta humor would not make a bit of more sense.
I just didn't think there were that many people that, you know, wouldn't be aware of what Steam is, but, yeah, whatever.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy, honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had
you don't know
always
anything
thought of the
about being
game's
preachy.
dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
It's someone going for rose-tinted glasses, finally realizing not everyone's gonna like your game.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto.
Oh, he's one of those people. Only positive.
Yeah.
Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Surely this is a good idea.
And here it is. Go.
No hesitation.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal... Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I
Yeah,
start
it
to go
takes some
on
time
a
to reset.
faultless display of self-absorption, it's right at your finger. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not... Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
So there
You've
is
just been frozen there.
there is one of these monologues I actually really like that I want us to
Okay, wait.
listen to, but I'll let you know when we get to it.
Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking, you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside...
He's gone. Also, you know how fire alarms will start beeping when they're low on batteries?
Oh no.
Yeah. Just fair warning.
Is he gone?
It's not. Well, if he's not saying anything. Yeah, there it is.
It's dead. Let me out!
Okay, it's the one after this that I want us to listen to. Yeah, this one.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires.
Ah, so
Every
Sonic
single
sequels.
thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If
Sonic a
someone
gun.
wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes,
Oh my god, he's one of those devs who has so far off their own ass.
They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves that they couldn't help but leave a negative review on pressurized gas. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters.
Are you
and
people
my
having fun
constitutional
watching this?
willpower are so
I just love
perhaps
this
it was
rant
state that they
because
sought some outlet
there are,
through which to tear me down. This you can see.
you know, obviously he's gone completely crazy, but like, I don't know. I think
There's some
there's
truth to this.
Yeah, there's some truth to this. He's like,
But they didn't
he's
understand
got,
the
and then he
game was
starts to
never
loop
meant
so you
be
can
funny.
skip.
It was meant to have a
But you
point.
know, he like, yeah,
You say that just because someone's bitching about something, you shouldn't just add it in just to make
Yeah.
them happy.
yeah. And that's the point of this entire segment, pretty much.
The end is never the end is never
Oh.
the end.
Yeah,
is
he's
never the
completely
end,
gone.
Never the end is never the end is never the end is never the
And like
is never
every
the
time you
end,
skip,
never the
like
end,
it's longer than the last skip. So, and of course the clock has fallen off the wall and because its batteries have died, so we don't know exactly how long it's been. But like, I wonder if someone can use the measured time skips from the beginning in order to figure out exactly how long the later time skips are, if
Well,
indeed it's some sort of static function.
The wall is getting kind of is getting weak. It's now dripping.
Yeah. So, yep.
It's been a couple years.
Oh yeah, I think it's been more than, I think it's been decades, I would argue.
Look at the plant.
Oh, yep. completely caved in the ceiling. And the door you used to get in here disappeared quite a while ago.
You could have left.
No, because it was closed. By the time the narrator realizes, wait, the door is gone.
Oh, that looked broken for a second.
And now there's life growing.
Someone has to like measure how long it takes for these certain plants to grow.
Yeah. And now they're all dead.
Somehow this thing is still working.
Yep.
Nothing. Why do I feel like someone's about to jump at me?
Nah, this isn't that kind of game.
Oh.
Oh, way out. So yeah, it's kind of been a while.
No more water or nothing.
No civilization. It's the end of humanity, the apocalypse.
Stanley didn't age one bit.
Yeah. Apparently not. Apparently, being frozen in time with the skip button halts your
old age.
Your aging.
I'm doing it right. I'm not supposed to just keep pressing.
Yeah. Well, it'll. There's a certain amount of time that the game allows you to walk around. Yeah. There it is. To make sure you get the gist. Then it resets. Okay, so that was a trip. That was a trip
That
of an
ending
episode.
was something.
Yeah, that ending was something. So anyway, yeah.
See you all next time.
See you next time.